Welcome to the Any Last Words pod. My name is Keion, aka Almighty the DJ.
And my name is Earl, Lonnie Hooks, aka Young One with himself. A special thanks to all of you out there joining on Soundcloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. The God in me honors the God in each and every one of you. Thank you, Keion, as well. How are you, sir? Take us away.
I'm
Start us
doing
on
very
our
well.
adventure.
Yeah, I'm doing
Okay.
very well. I'm over here, like I said, fiending for an adventure. It's been snowing a lot lately. It's been very cold. I've been itching to get outside and fish or hike or something somewhere. But I think it's gonna be nice tomorrow. Huh?
Are we too old for snow activities if the snow activities are not snowboarding or skiing? So that pretty much means just going out in the snow. Are you too old for that activity?
I'm not too old for it. I
If
don't know.
Antoinette's like, let's go outside and make some snow angels. Like, let's go make some snow angels.
Yeah,
Let's go have a.
yeah, I would do
Okay,
that.
okay. Let's go
That's
have a
not a big
snowball
deal.
fight. No.
I would do that. I
Okay,
would do that.
I'm just asking. So you
Yeah.
could have. All right. So you could have gone out and had some sort of adventure then. That was outside of a
Yeah,
real activity.
I guess so. Sure. Not the adventure I had in mind, but yes.
Yes. All right, just asking. I haven't been doing shit. I've had the laziest week of my entire life.
Really?
Probably.
How so though?
I went to the gym on Sunday and I went yesterday, even though that, turned out to be what it was. But yeah, no, aside from that, I've been in the house eating a lot of food.
Yeah.
And just chilling. Video games, Laura Croft, and me, I don't even, when I play video games, it's like 1 week out of the year or something like that, but I play it really hard because I'm just trying to complete it. Laura Croft. Even though it's a 2018 game, I get on the stuff late. It's a great game.
That don't mean shit.
It's a great game.
Shit.
I mean, to a lot of people, I'm over here playing it on.
What is that? What is that?
This is
moss juice. What is that?
What'd you just call it? Moss?
Some seaweed moss juice. What is that?
This is
some turmeric in there.
I actually don't think I know all the ingredients. There's kale. I know there's kale, some carrots, orange, spinach. It's like one of those juices. Yeah.
It looked like you got it out the mud.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you that earthy. It tastes like earth. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Like it's clearly not chock full of a bunch of granulated sugar or anything like that.
Right.
You can tell that it's truly just juiced with the ingredients said, and then that's what you get. It's kind of grainy from the vegetables and stuff like that.
Does it have a grassy taste? Like a grass?
It's a slight grassy taste. Yeah.
Very green taste.
Again, there's kale, there's spinach inside of it, so that alone will take care of it. With your kale experience, you're not.
Yes.
It's just not. Yeah. but I like that. When I go out and get smoothies and juices and stuff like that, I always tell them to take the. I used to work at Tropical Smoothie. You know that.
Yeah.
The amount of sugar that these stores put in your. People think that, matter of fact, I'm so glad we got on this. I'm so glad you asked me about this. People think that because you go to a Smoothie King or a Tropical Smoothie or whatever the fuck it is you're going to get a smoothie or any healthy looking spot, because it looks healthy on the outside, health may even be in the fucking title or whatever the fuck the case may be.
Right.
You go in there and they talk about gluten-free options or they'll put power in front of certain things, like have this power kiwi smoothie or whatever the fuck it is. Have this lean green thing drink, whatever the fuck it is. But so people stop thinking about the healthy decisions that they have to make when they're in the healthy spots. Because you can go to a quote unquote healthy spot and then make terrible fucking decisions. When I go to smoothie places, I used to be one of the people doing it. They put so much sugar inside a smoothie. If you saw the amount, it's so ridiculous. Like it's crazy. It's like these 2 big ass scoops of sugar, of just granulated sugar, or turbinado is like raw sugar, and they just throw that shit in there. It's a lot of sugar. And it's not good for you, especially because people don't know this. when you're blending a bunch of fruits anyway, all you're getting is all that sugar from the
Yeah.
fruits. I believe they say you're supposed to, eat your fruits. You can blend some of them in there, but you're supposed to blend your veggies. So
Oh.
yeah, it's really interesting that people just think that you can just go somewhere and just get these
Yeah.
big ass 24-ounce smoothies chock full of sugar and it's going to be all right. It's
I
not. It
re-
doesn't
I
really work that
remember
way.
I remember you used to get that was it the Caribbean sunburst, but you would ask for like real oranges versus like the orange supplement or something like that
Yeah,
they would put in there.
there's an orange pump and then there are
Oh
orange
yeah.
slices.
Right.
Give me the orange. I want the orange slices. I don't want this orange pump over here. This concentrated orange. I don't
Right.
want that. It was the same thing with the super berries, the acai, which is high on antioxidants. Same
Yeah.
thing. They had a pump for that. They had a pump for the goji berry. They had a pump for pomegranate. It's like, no, I want some
Damn.
pomegranate seeds. I want some acai berries. I want some, yeah. So you gotta still make the healthy decision. You still have to make the conscious decision when you go to these places. Don't let these motherfuckers fool you because they got a couple leaves next to their name or something like that. Like, don't. I'm serious, man. They get people all the time.
They you go in there and they catch you off guard because they got a bunch of different powders and shit that they putting in there, but they're not
Yeah,
showing you
yeah.
all the sugar.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, they get you. Oh, we have oats and chia seeds over here, and so we're gonna
Yeah.
get you some fiber from these flax seeds. Like, yeah, but then you're also putting in a pound of sugar. I'm good on that. But I'm glad we got on this. We have a lot of stuff that I think that we're gonna talk about today. But
Right.
now that we're on this track, I think that it would be best for us to talk about something I just woke up to this morning.
All right.
All right. This is the thing I told you about. This is one of the two things I told you about could go either way for me on this episode. I could come off
All
looking
right.
like an asshole, or I could come off looking just coming with well thought out ideas and
Uh-huh.
rebuttals to conventional thinking for things. All right.
Is this fair warning?
Man, you know what? To be completely honest with you, I really don't give a shit.
All
Keion,
right.
you've known me for a long time. When it comes to talking about things and coming on this platform, whatever people have been listening to this think have been the raciest, wildest, most outlandish things that I've said about whatever, I've never
Uh-huh.
given a shit. Not on one episode did I come and was like skittish or kind of scared about talking with it. I never cared. I truly,
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna say what I got to say, and then, you know, you just kind of let the cards fall where they may at that point.
Any last
So,
words?
yeah, exactly. That's pretty much what it. Yeah, these might be my last words. So,
All
so this is what I got.
right.
I'm trying to figure out. Well, I was thinking about all these different people that are in relationships that they haven't wanted to be a part of for a long time,
Mhm.
in various reasons as to why that may be the case.
Right.
And I'm at the gym and I see plenty, well, let me not say plenty, but I see some couples in there, trying to get it together as couples.
Right.
And I'm thinking about how, like, what percentage of couples was the second person sort of dragged in there? Like, all right, listen,
Mm.
like, I'm going to the gym. This is a big part of my life. This is what I like to do. I like to be fit for this, and that reason. You're coming with me.
Okay.
I've also been on the other end of the spectrum where I've seen people say, you know what, my boyfriend doesn't like to go to the gym. He doesn't like to exercise at all. And I know some people like that where it's like top on their list, top 3 things you will not catch them doing is exercising. Like they'll tell you
Sheesh.
straight up, like, nah, like I don't exercise. Like you're not gonna get me to exercise. I don't care about exercising. I'm not fucking doing it.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, all right, that's you. Like that's whatever. That's up to you. It's your life. But when you're with someone and we're talking about you're trying to commit to this person, I want to have the conversation of how do you have the conversation healthily of I would like you to live a better life. I would like for you to be a more fit person. I would like for you to be a healthier person.
Uh-huh.
And 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 I think that there are many different ways of having that discussion and many different driving forces that would cause one to have that conversation with their significant other. So I guess, I mean, if you have anything to say based off of anything I've said, I'll let you go.
So, okay, I have a kind of a short story that kind of goes with this. If my fiance listens to this, I'm saying this not to not to put you on the spot, but just because I think it's pretty hilarious. And I think that you guys will think I think you guys will think it is too. So you know, my fiance, she's a health nerd, health advocate. She likes to take care of herself. And I'm not just talking about doctor's visits and things like that. She takes care of her skin. She tries to take care of her body. She's really into that. She said something to me a few months ago because I had mentioned
I'm sorry, this
what?
is gonna be funny to me. For some reason I just already know the way that you're setting it up is gonna make me laugh. Go ahead.
She said something to me a few months ago because someone that I had known, I still know them, but someone I'm not gonna say I grew up with them, but just someone I know
Right.
personally
Okay.
had passed away at a young age.
Okay.
He was like 30, maybe 30. No, like I'm sorry, he was like maybe like 34, 35. And you
Ooh.
may know who I'm talking about
Mm.
because we've talked about it before. But we were talking about it, and we were just talking about how that's just really young for him to go like that. And I'm not saying that this person didn't exercise or didn't do anything, did anything wrong. But she was just looking at me. She was like, "Yo, Keion, like, you know, you really need to, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're going to the doctors. We should, we should be trying to eat right." This My fiance looked me in my eyes and she said, "You will not ruin my marriage by dying early because you out here
Holy
not getting
shit.
checked out."
Damn. She looks you
she,
straight in your face. You
she
will
said
not ruin.
she said, "You will not ruin my marriage by dying early because you chose not to go make sure you're getting yourself checked out and keeping up with your health."
Right. Okay. So I'm glad that you brought that up because that's sort of in the lane that my mind was in. I'm thinking if you're talking about a relationship that you can see, you know, just pretty much going down the line of time for you all. We're talking about you're committing for life, or
Right.
you just see this person being in your future. It's sort of like when you have a child. This is something you can clearly attest to. Your choices are no longer your own. They're
Right.
not Keion's choices. It's like, no, they're Keion's choices that take care of a child. They're
Right.
Keion's choices that take care or are part of his nieces and nephews' child.
Yeah.
I mean,
Every choice,
or their lives. I mean,
every choice I make now is, I have to have everybody in mind.
right?
You know what
Like
I'm
the way
saying?
it's filtered through your mind. Like
Yeah.
in my mind, it's always just been, do I want to do this? Well, how does it affect you, Earl? And then it had moved on. And even being single, that had been something that was an unsophisticated way of looking at things, because there's still people in my life that will be affected by some of the decisions that I make, right? Even if they're
Right.
just in regards to myself and my own well-being. But now that you understand that, and people with children understand that, and people that just look at other people with children, just people that observe other people in the ripple effect of the cause or ripple effect of their actions, they understand that when you're with someone, Antoinette's saying to you, do not ruin my marriage by checking out early. I'm thinking this, I'm thinking this, I'm thinking the same thing, but I'm also thinking, well, what about if we plan on having children? What if I want you to be able to get up and run around and play with them for as long as you can possibly do that? What if they want to get into sports? One, are you even going to be, since you're not in the physical fitness realm, are you even going to want them to be a part of sports? Are you even going to try to implement that into their lives? If we are, because that could very well be the case, even though you're not in it, that's cool. Now, are you going to be able to take part in what they're doing at all? Can you go outside and play some basketball with them, or go outside and hit the tennis ball, whatever it is that they're doing? Can you go out and be a part of that? Or do you just always have to sit on the sidelines and just watch, because you didn't take care, you didn't, continue to well oil that machine of yours. When it comes to getting on further than that, we're talking about spending a lifetime together. I chose to be with you, right? Talking to this hypothetical significant other. But what I did not necessarily sign up for is me taking great care of myself over here, drinking the kale drinks with the grit in it. Okay, going to the gym, trying to work out. I did not decide to do all of that so later on down the line, I could now take care of you, who has broken down 30 years before me, because you didn't decide to do the same thing. So this is pretty much what Antoinette said, just taking down a few notches. She said, don't roll out on me. I'm thinking, well, before that is even the case, you're gonna be rolling out in a different way. You're gonna be slowly deteriorating, and I'm going to be looking at it happening. And you're not gonna be taking care of yourself, because it's your prerogative whether you want to be a fitness person or not, whatever the case may be. But now I'm supposed to just be with you, because that was my word. My word was, I'm going to stay with you. I like you for who you are. But this sort of goes in my whole point of, I understand that looks aren't everything. But when you see someone taking great care of themselves, it says all these little social cues are embedded in other things. So when someone sees someone that works really hard in the gym, it's not just, I like the tautness of your body, even though that's a thing as well. But it could also be, I see that you're ready to work hard for something, push past the pain, and achieve something, and push yourself past something that you didn't think you could be or achieve in the past.
Right.
So I'm just thinking of different ways to really have this conversation with someone. If someone, you're telling someone, like, I would really like for you to just be healthier for various reasons. If we're really going to be talking about trying to do this through the long haul, then you have to, no pun intended, you have to pull your own weight. You have to make sure that you're on this ride with me, and we're both trying to maximize our years as a unit.
Right.
Because that's what we're supposed to be, right? A unit. So yeah, I think that that's a really good conversation that I think people ought to have.
I think it is, because a lot of people just kind of see that, just see it as, this is my companion. This person is going to be with me. This person loves me. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. It, and it's an interesting way to think about it, the way that you brought it up. Like, well, I want you to get the best out of this too, not just me. So, don't let yourself get to a point where, like, we've got kids, and what if they, like you said, what if they do get into sports? You can't, like, I want you to go back there and play some throwback tackle. I want you to go back there and, hit a couple baseballs with the kid. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that makes sense. And even now, like me and Antoinette, we do a lot of hiking. Well, not a lot, but we try to hike. But 10 years from now, I don't want one of us to just be to fall off and just not be able to do that type of stuff anymore, not be able to do the things that we both genuinely love.
Right. Yeah. No, that's for sure. And this has been a much deeper way of looking at it, but in a more superficial way. I truly do feel like people are in the type of relationship that we're talking about, where they're not having this sort of conversation, not necessarily because they don't know how to articulate to the other person that they want them to live a healthier lifestyle for the ages to come, but because they're not attracted to the person sexually. Like a point where, so they say, okay, it looks on everything. You should get to know the person. All right, that's cool. What if you did that? What if the person you felt like you were physically attracted to, like, enough, it wasn't really anything crazy where like that really did it for you, but you thought that they were really funny and really smart, whatever the case may be, you were attracted to their personality, they got you as a person, they understood you in a world where it seemed like that's just kind of hard to come by. You guys meet each other, that's cool, you start dating, but then you also want them to look better. Like how does that go? You know, when it comes to aesthetics, because now this is where you get in the lane of, well, are you policing me? Are you policing the way that I ought to look for your benefit? And I think that that's a weird one. It's iffy.
That's a tougher conversation
It's
than the previous one. Because a lot of people, obviously you say this person. Well, do you
right.
know what are their insecurities? Is this one of their insecurities? Because if so, it's going to be a much tougher conversation to have.
Right.
And you being you, you have this level of not give a shitness.
Okay.
To that I don't know if I quite have that.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that I'm probably the nicer person, like internally between us.
Okay.
I'm the
Okay.
I'm the
That's
type of
interesting. I'm
person
gonna
that's
debate.
going.
I'm gonna debate that in a second, but go ahead.
Hold on. Well, just hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe the word nicer isn't quite the word that I was going for. I think I'm
Okay.
going for more of I will. I guess I give people more leeway than you will.
Okay.
In
Okay.
a situation where, like, I'm the type of person, I might stick around a little longer than you would.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
In that
That's
type of situation.
1,000%. That's
Yeah.
1,000%. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, because
But
for me, if we're talking about effort, I like to see that someone's trying. I like to see,
right.
and my parents used to do this to me all the time. Anytime I wanted to do something growing up, they're like, well, show me. If
Uh-huh.
you show me that you really want to do it, I know what it looks like when someone wants something. I know what it looks like. When I see that out of you, you'll have 1,000, all of my support.
Right.
You'll have every bit of it because I
Right.
love you. I care for you. I want the best for you, but I'm not doing the work for you.
Right.
I'm not doing that. So once I see that you're there, oh yeah, sure, you can have whatever you want from me. Like we can get it popping. Like I will be there every step of the way. But
Right.
but you have to show me. So that's where I think the leeway. That's where the leeway differs from us.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not enough for me for someone to just say something like say I'm
Right.
gonna be like nah, you got to show me.
Yeah. I think I'm just I guess I think I'm just more willing to give more chances or
Yeah. Oh yeah,
opportunities
yeah. Nah, fuck that.
for
Yeah.
this person to show me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. Nah, I'm not with it. But that's another thing when people say, "Oh, well, just once New Year's comes along, I'm gonna get in the gym." That's why in the first month, gym is fucking packed. Oh, New Year's comes around, I'm gonna do this. Or you'll just catch people throughout the year. It'll be a Wednesday. Oh, I thought you were about to do this thing. I thought you were about to change your life in this new revelatory way. Oh, when Monday comes around, I'm gonna knock that out. Like once just I just need a new week. Once a new week
Yeah.
starts, nigga, no. It's a new week all the time. There's always gonna be, as long as the earth doesn't fucking come crumbling beneath us, there will be 7 days from now.
Uh-huh.
There will be so it's always the new week. Just like you trying to frame it for a Sunday or a Monday to start something. I see the same thing in people. So I usually just call bullshit pretty early. I'm like, nah.
Uh-huh.
Like if you wanted to do it, you would do it right. Like if you really wanted to do it, when I see people
Yeah.
really want something, they go and do it every time. Anytime you see
Yeah.
something, anyone really wants something. I want
Mhm.
this candy bar.
Mhm.
I want some pussy. I want this. I want that. You see somebody go out and they work for it. They go out and they get it. So if I don't
Yeah.
see that happening, then in my mind, you don't want it. You
Right.
what you want is you want to want it. That's what you
Uh-huh.
want.
You like the idea of it.
You like the idea of desiring that thing, but you don't
Uh-huh.
actually desire it, which is why you're not working for it. But I thought
Uh-huh.
that was an interesting thing. I know that that's something that a lot of people go through. I've heard a lot of stories of people getting in relationships. The person lets themselves go, and the
Mhm.
other person's still working hard at maintaining,
Mhm.
and they're just like, this isn't really what I signed up for. But now you're putting me in the position to look like the asshole if I have anything to say about the way that you're taking care of yourself or lack
Mhm.
thereof, or
Uh-huh.
you letting yourself, you just letting yourself go. And this is for whatever the reasons may be. Maybe I've been indoctrinated by all the media I've seen in my life and I like this sort of figure, whatever the case may be. This isn't what I signed up for. And am I the asshole for saying one or two things? One, this isn't what I signed up for. I would like someone that takes their health as seriously as I do, or pushes me with my health as well. So this isn't going to work out. Or you're the asshole for saying, listen, I'm gonna need you to step it up. I like you. I like you a lot. And I would like to continue to be in cahoots with your mind and your being and your spirit. But it's really hard for me to do that when you just kind of slumping around, not doing anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm going and putting in all the work and you're reaping the benefits from that, but you're not reciprocating. You're
Yeah,
not
I
giving
think,
me the same energy and the same work that I'm giving you.
I think that if like, let's say I'm the person and I'm telling someone, what I need to see from them and shit like that. I think it's an easier conversation if that person just respects what's being said and doesn't take it immediately to the heart.
Right.
And I think, as the person telling that person, obviously you should try not to come off as an asshole.
Yeah,
You know what
for
I'm saying?
sure. Yeah, there's definitely a way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You don't
yeah,
just
there's definitely a way to do
just walk up and people and be like, "Hey, listen, fat ass, get
it.
up and go do it." Like that. That's not. That's pretty much not. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just.
Yeah,
But there is a conversation to be had there. I think it's an interesting one. I think it's a deep one, and I think it's one that people veer away from a lot of the times because it
yeah,
makes it seem as though they're shaming someone else.
uh-huh,
Because the retort is, well, you should have just gotten with the person that was there when you started. That's the person that you got with. You shouldn't have got with them thinking about who you could make them or what sort of potential they could tap into and who they could become in however many years from now. You should have dated the person that you saw right then and there, and so it's all your fault. But then that's just saying that we're just all okay at every moment. And I think this is again the leeway issue that we have is, or the difference between us, the disparity between what leeway you and I are willing to give people is because I always think that we always have work to do. I never think that any of us are perfect at any point in time.
hmm
And so no, I didn't want to date the person that I met forever. That's not who I
hmm
wanted to date. I wanted to date the person that I met and the person that I know that or the person that they see themselves becoming, the person that they want to become.
right,
I see that ambition in them. I see the vision in them. I see the work, the drive, the
yeah,
strength, the will in them.
yeah,
So if they want to take it somewhere, I'm there trying to help them take it there. That's again, it's just a support system. I'm just there trying to help. So it wasn't as though I just wanted to date this one person stagnant, sitting in this place complacent as this person the rest of their lives. That's ridiculous. I'm a
yeah,
growing and evolving, ever evolving human being. So why would I not expect that out of the other person to be ever evolving and growing? So
right,
yeah, it's very interesting. Being in a relationship with people like these sorts of things are very, very interesting because people, I don't think people put enough respect on the sort of work, true work and constant communication that has to take place in order to have a relationship truly thrive.
yeah. I mean,
Truly
look,
thrive.
I'm almost, I'm almost 6 years in, and I feel like I'm still like getting to a place.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still like just trying to get to a place in my relationship where I'm just continuously on the up and up because we've spoken about how I felt like I've been stagnant just
Yeah.
in my life,
Right, right,
what I'm
right, right,
saying,
right, right.
for a long time, how I felt like I was just really just stagnant in my life.
And
So
you weren't grasping the reins of your own life.
yeah,
You were just allowing things to take place and you were along for the
right.
ride. Right. Right.
So one has to ask, well, how does that affect your relationship? Because it
Mm-hmm.
does in
1000%.
more, in more than one way. It does.
Right. Right.
So, and luckily enough, I'm with someone that pushes me and someone that has my back.
Right.
And I've watched myself kind of internally just kind of grow into this person over the last several years where I feel like I'm just I'm making those strides to just kind of
Right.
be who I want to be. But I think we'll get into that a little bit more. I don't want to give that away. I think we'll get into that a little bit more later when we pull that card.
That's all right. Well, listen. Hey, fuck it. This has been a great intro. I'm glad we're able to get that out. I don't think I seemed like too much of an asshole, so I think I did that right. I think I did that correctly. We'll see when I start receiving some text messages and stuff. we'll see. We'll see. But I think I did just fine. I think people understand what it is I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they just listen to the words you're saying,
right,
and just try not to have too much emphasis on how it might make them feel, just listen to the words.
Right. Yeah, for sure. All right, but since we're on that, I think that it's time for the people. I mean, you might as well tell them what you ran into on Twitter or whatever it is you ran into.
Oh yeah, so
because we need to drop down in a second.
Right.
Sir.
So I saw something on Twitter the other day, or not the other day, a couple weeks ago. Some guy was talking about do 300 push-ups a day and just see how dramatically your body changes. And at first I'm like, 300, that's woo, for someone that just doesn't work out all the time.
300.
That just seems like a lot. So me and Earl challenged ourselves to do at least 200 a day. We started yesterday. I did 200 push-ups. My shoulders were on fire. But we about to drop down and give it 20 right now.
We about to do it? Let's get it.
Yep.
20. Let's get it. I've already done 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9,
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Winner! All right. Yes, sir.
All right.
We're gonna get them. Yep. We're gonna get them. By the way, so that was 60 for me. I did.
That was 40 for me.
Oh, so that's 40. All right, cool.
Yeah. I'm 20 behind you.
All right, that's fine. We're gonna get it by the end of the day. We're gonna get it.
Yep.
Woo. All right. So we got that out the way. But look, here's the thing. Now that we brought that, motherfuckers gonna know. They're gonna know if you you don't brought that and presented it to the podcast. So now people gonna know if we have another podcast, like, oh, they ain't doing no push-ups during this podcast. I guess they done with that.
Right. Because it's like we do this for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So it's just like it's either that this was a break or we just show them that we just doing it.
That's honestly why I like to bring certain stuff to conversations and to the podcast to hold myself accountable for certain things. Yeah, like I'll purposely come on here and say certain things about what I'm gonna do, just so I can just hold accountable. Yeah,
that's a really cool. That's like a really cool tool to use because it's like you said it here live on the air,
right?
So it's like if you come back, you just gonna look like you quit. Like
like you ain't be like, oh, this nigga ain't about his word at all.
Right.
Yeah,
this nigga say he gonna do a lot of shit, but he don't be doing a lot of shit.
All right. I think we should probably move on to one of our topics.
All right.
Would you like me to? Did you want me to introduce the topic? Would you like me to?
I mean, you want to? All right, I'll do it. So we well, hold on. Do you know which one you want?
Let's talk about. I want to. Matter of fact, I got this. Here we go.
Okay.
Last podcast, we brought up the fact that Maryland, the court of law in Maryland, decided to start ushering in rap lyrics as permissible evidence in the court of law. Now, I don't think that there are any other states doing this. I think that there's still kind
of not that I know of.
Yeah, not that I know of. I've looked into this a little bit. Really? So like they still seem kind of wary about using that because it can be a little flimsy. It can be a little weak. Go ahead.
What if just every state in the United States was just like, okay, rap music can be brought into the court of law.
Yeah.
At that point, that's when it starts to get a little iffy. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
When like a majority of states just get behind it, and say rap music. I think that if it gets to that point, what I said on the last pod would start to make more sense because you're only using rap music.
Which is that you think that it's a race thing.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a race thing. Because why not
right.
just say music in general, just music?
Well, yeah, just throw it out there. Yeah,
It doesn't have
that
to be
makes
specific to rap.
yeah, that's very true. Yeah. I can completely understand that. Just make it music.
Yeah, just make it
Like
music.
if you have the power to make that a thing, then just make it music, period.
Yeah, don't just specify rap, just say music.
Right. Now what I will say to that is, again, I listen to a lot of different types of music. Do people do dirt outside of rap? Of course, there's dirt being done. Is it as much as people in rap? I don't know. I don't really hear reports on it like that, really. You know, pop stars and country artists and EDM DJs, whatever the case may be, doing a bunch of dirt. You don't really hear about that. I think that it's something that is prolific in, you know what I mean, in rap music.
See, I get what you're saying. I
Right.
totally understand that. But I just think that
Like, think about how many
it's
rappers have died. How many rappers have died in the past 5 years versus country artists or pop artists or any of that.
I do not disagree with you at all.
Right,
And
right.
I understand that rap lyrics can be a little more suggestive and crazy than,
Mhm.
what you're going to get from other genres.
Right.
I understand that. But at the end of the day, music
Yes.
itself is a
Yes.
broad
That's very true.
spectrum of things.
That's very true.
So
No,
I just
I
think
agree that if you're going to do it, they should just open it up to all music. No, I definitely agree
to
with you.
music.
No, I definitely agree with that. It's also interesting to me. This is people are so weird, bro. Like the same people, like the same women that are showing up at fucking R. Kelly's trials, shouting for R. Kelly to be freed and whatever the case. It's so interesting that if someone kills someone kills 5 people, and they don't have a mixtape, we just trying to lock them niggas up. We're like, get these psychopaths out of here. But if someone drops a hot song and kills a few people, they have a bunch of people like, oh no, get them out, like free them. Like,
That's
why?
true. That's true.
Why? Lock that nigga up. He is killing
That's true.
people in the street.
That's true.
Like, there's
You know
no,
what's
we
funny
don't,
about that?
yeah, fuck that.
You know what's funny about that when niggas be like, yeah, man, free Lil Tay, man. Free Lil Duran, man. Like, oh, what that nigga do? 4 murders? No, keep that nigga. What are you talking about? No, that nigga need to stay right where he at.
All right, so here's what I got. All right. So I'm reading this off of, what is this? courthousenews.com.
All right.
Is this the one that I want really? Maybe. Well, the guy that got all this started, his name is Lawrence Montague. You've heard of him?
Yeah.
Okay. So this right here is from Courthouse News. Should someone's creative work be used against them in criminal trial? That was the question presented before the Maryland Court of Appeals earlier this year after rap lyrics sang in a jailhouse phone call were part of state's effort to convict Lawrence Montague of murder. Here I will be reading some of the lyrics.
All right.
I'll be playing the block, bitch. And if you ever play with me, I'll give you a dream, a couple shots, snitch. It's like hockey pucks the way I dish out this. It's a 40 when that bitch going hit up shit. Now, these were the lyrics that they used.
This nigga said this while incarcerated.
Yes, this motherfucker was in the jail and was making a call and rap these lyrics over the line. Okay,
Niggas wild.
Okay. So it helped the state convince the jury of a second-degree murder and a drug deal gone wrong.
Okay.
Supposedly it was some dude that was trying to buy with fake bills. He was trying to buy, whatever drugs this guy was selling with fake bills. So here are the lines. This is where he got fucked up. 3 weeks before trial, with lyrics threatening snitches like the witness set to testify against him. So one, the fact that he said, yeah, I'm gonna give you a dream, shots to the snitch, whatever the fuck he just said, whatever I just read, a couple shots snitch, that is tampering with witness, I don't know, fucking susceptibility, whatever they call it.
Was
you're scaring you're scaring witnesses.
Did whatever song he was trying to make over the phone, did it get put out? Like was it available for someone to hear?
Oh yeah, I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Because if it wasn't, then I mean, it's just a nigga, rapping on the phone.
Yeah, no, this was probably a song. This was like, like Shine calling, somebody's recording it on the other end, and they just put it out for him.
Yeah, I just want to make sure the song was
out.
I just want to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I believe it was out.
Okay.
And then also, and the mention of a 40 caliber bullets which were used in the murder. So so it hit this between the snitch and the 40. It was close enough. So they're just trying to get. I know. You're feeling like maybe it wasn't quite like it doesn't have as much value.
Yeah, because like sure, maybe that same caliber of weapon was used, but niggas talk about guns and shit all the time in songs,
right.
So I hope this nigga got a good lawyer, because.
Oh no, I'm pretty certain this nigga. No, he went to jail. They lost.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. No, he got time.
Oh,
he's gone.
Okay, he's gone.
Yeah. No, they locked him up.
Damn, sent that nigga up the road.
Yeah, so there's just certain things that people should be aware of when they're rapping.
Well, don't,
because that wasn't even some of the most explicit in detailed lyrics that we've heard before when it comes to a murder or a crime.
Yeah, because I was just like, okay, like he said that, but how are you tying that to, it's not substantial enough for me. Like,
all right. Well, listen, it was substantial enough for that jury because that nigga's gone. He's up the road now.
Jury of his peers. His peers.
This nigga does not trust the judicial system. No, I get it. I know. I understand. I don't really either. I don't trust a lot of this shit out here. But you have some lines for us, sir, if you would like to.
Yes, sir. So for the second week in a row, we are going to bring back
of lines that you do not want to hear in the court of law if you are the rapper.
Crazy rap lyrics.
That will get you sentenced to jail for many years if convicted.
Okay, so this is from NBA Youngboy's Make No Sense.
Okay.
I could hit it, I could whip it, I could bag it, I could stash it, I could trap out like a...
This nigga letting you know just how good his prowess is in the drug game. He's letting you know just how prevalent he is in this game. All right, go ahead. That's fucking hilarious.
I could hit it, I could whip it, I could bag it, I could stash it, I could trap out like a motherfucker. And you know me, bitch, I just bought another 30 burner. I whipped too hard, so I got Ike and Meech got Tina Turner. It don't make sense. I'm not all right, bitch. I will put you under. Yeah, these niggas be wild.
Oh my gosh, bro!
I will put you under.
I will. Did he just say right before that, I'm not all right? Is that what he said?
He said, it don't make no sense. I'm not all right, bitch. I will put you under. I am crazy and I will kill you.
All right.
I am not all right.
I mean, it is something big to say that he's letting you know, nigga, I'm fucked up. I'm letting you know that you're not dealing with someone like I don't have very great mental fortitude. I could snap at any moment, and all y'all could die. Just like that dude that Mikey sent to us the other day, with his lyrics or the verse, which I didn't even know whether it was a verse or not. It was just like, if you step on my shoes, nigga, and you dying, nigga. You bump into me and you dying, nigga. Take a look at my sister and you dying, nigga. Look at my brother and you dying, nigga. Look. I was just like, yo, this is a verse? I was like, I tell you what, like, so that'll definitely get him. Yeah, damn. I'm not all right. I will put you under.
Yep.
Yeah, that won't go very well in the court of law.
Nah.
Yeah, that won't go because you have to understand whether it's, but that's why it's so iffy, and that's why I feel like a lot of states are backing off of it for now, because this isn't necessarily concrete evidence that explicitly shows that this isn't a video. This isn't video surveillance of someone going and shooting someone, right?
Right.
But the lyrics are akin to the transgression, to the charge, enough so that they feel like they can pinpoint some things and, connect some lines, or, connect some dots.
So when he says I'm not all right, do you think he can use that as like an insanity plea?
Yeah, for sure. If they can use that as permissible evidence, I don't understand why you can't use the same lines and be like, well, listen, I told you that I'm not okay.
And that's why I asked that question, because I wanted to see what you thought about that.
Yeah, for sure. I better be able to, or else that's bullshit.
If you can take me saying I'm gonna put somebody under, then I can use I'm not all right, because I said I'm not all right.
Yeah. If you think that I'm telling the truth in this bar, then you have to think that I'm telling the truth over in this bar too. Just because it's two lines after that one don't mean anything. You're right. So if you think I was telling the truth about killing this person, that you also have to believe that I'm telling the truth, or give me the benefit of the doubt that my mental health is fucked up. And if we probably look back into my records, it'll probably prop up the idea that my mental health is fucked up.
Right.
I don't know that person's background, but it's probably not the best.
No, young boy.
I've never told someone that I will put them under. Never.
Hell no.
I had a pretty good upbringing though.
Yeah, nah, this nigga's been to jail multiple times. I think this nigga got about 6-7 kids. He's only like 21. This nigga.
Oh, right. I did read about that guy. Yeah. Ooh, 7 kids at 21. Oh my God.
Yeah. And he also
6 or 7, don't matter which one it is. Oh my God, this is so good.
And he has these marks like on his forehead. I'm not sure if you can bring NBA young boy into your head, but he has these like marks on his forehead. It came from, I think he was like fighting or something, or doing something with one of his cousins in this when he was like 5 or something. This nigga like broke his neck and had to like have one of those big metal fucking contractions around his face. So if you ever look up a picture of NBA YoungBoy and you're wondering why he has these like dents in his forehead, that's why.
Oh, okay.
All right. So he's been through a lot of shit. He's lived the life of a nigga that's 50.
You just brought up Free TK.
Yeah.
So I wanted to choose another person that is in prison.
Okay.
The Race by TK. What was this dude like? He was young at the time, I believe.
Yeah,
like 20 now.
Yeah. This nigga's doing like 50 years.
He'll probably I'm gonna read all of that stuff. I believe that all of his sentences, the aggravated robbery, the murder, all these different things, they're being served concurrently. So they don't stack on one another is what I'm saying. So that he'll probably be eligible for parole in like 27 and a half years. You like, okay, and that made it any better?
I mean, I can understand.
I mean, it's better
for him.
I mean, it's better than 50. 27 and a half is better than 50, but it's still a long time when you're a child, when you're, 20 years old or whatever the case may be.
Sheesh.
So this man starts off this song, The Race, and I'm going to give backstory to all this when I'm done reading a couple, because it's only a couple of lyrics that I have to read.
Okay.
I'm Lil TK. I don't think you want no action. By the way, when he says action, there's some ad libs. Gang.
Yeah.
You want action? You get turned into past tense. All right.
Yo, turning somebody into past tense is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Like anytime you turning someone
no
into
longer
past tense, anytime anyone refers to you, it will be using the past tense.
Right. You are no longer here presently. You are past.
Your boy is deep. And let me explain that for anyone who doesn't understand what being deep is. It means that you and whoever you're with, it's hey bro, you gotta do this. Sometimes people don't you gotta know. And someone's like, oh yeah, we went in there deep. It's like, what the fuck you talk? Like, did you go in there? Did you go in there far? Like, did you how deep into the place did you go? It's like, nah, we went in there deep. But see, this is the things you don't ever think about. Sometimes people don't truly understand what you're talking about. And that's why we're going to have the segment we're going to have later on.
Yeah.
So when it means, we deep, it means that it's a you and a lot of your people with you.
Giving y'all a freebie right now. That's a freebie.
You're right. So your boy is deep. Well, let's get to subtracting. It's just straight talking about killing people off the rip. Smith & Wesson made my 9 with subcompaction.
Wow.
Fuck a beat. I was trying to beat a case. So if you don't understand what beating a case is, it's just you were brought to trial for something, you are being accused of something, and you are now trying to prove them wrong.
Right.
As the plaintiff, you are trying to prove them wrong. I am innocent. That is beating a case. So he said, fuck a beat, like fuck this rap shit. I was trying to beat a case, but I ain't beat that case. Bitch, I did the race. Skirt. And then just clearly just an incompassionate person, I'll just read this in the next one. Beat it up where I nut, shorty face. That has nothing to do with the rest of this. I just wanted to throw that in there. So he's letting you know that case that they tried to bring me in for, I didn't beat it. I wasn't I wasn't let off because they found me innocent. I did the race. So what that means is I got in my car with me, maybe some of my friends, whatever, and I took the fuck off. Now in his case, that would mean cutting off his little ankle monitor and taking the fuck off, leaving Texas where he was and going to fucking New Jersey. This nigga was on the run doing, quote unquote, the race for 3 months. Okay.
Have you seen that picture where he's in the when he's in the car holding up his wanted poster? Like he's in the car with a couple niggas holding up a wanted poster of with his face on it.
That's so wild. That's so Wild West type shit.
Nigga, that's some hard body shit right there.
It is. Like, you're riding around with your wanted oh my gosh, that is surreal. You're living a completely different life. That's
if anyone doesn't know what hard body is, it just means like that's just some tough ass, arrogant ass, brolic ass shit.
Oh my gosh, bro. This is insane. Like, so he did some. I mean, he clearly he was robbing people with him and a bunch of his friends, and they always had guns on them. There was another robbery that took place in which somebody died during the robbery, and he was placed under house arrest for that. And this is what he was going to be tried for. Right, these different robberies and then this murder that took place with him and his guys. Just before cutting his ankle monitor off and going on the run, McIntyre wrote the following on Twitter: "Fuck this house arrest shit. Fuck 12. 12 is the police, people. They gonna have to catch me on the hood." Wow. Oh, catch me on hood. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck a beat. I was trying to beat a case, but I ain't beat that case, bitch. I did the race.
So that's crazy.
This motherfucker was on the race. He was leaving, and then participated in a robbery outside of Chick-fil-A during the race, during him fleeing the state. And he killed someone during the robbery. So he cut the ankle monitor off, trying to leave, robbed someone outside of Chick-fil-A, and ended up killing that person, and then continued fleeing to New Jersey.
Wow.
He made that video pretty much like on the way during the race. He made the race video.
Wow.
They caught this motherfucker in New Jersey, and then the day that they caught him, they released the song.
Wow.
They released the song the day that he got caught. It was well planned out.
It's going to be his last song.
Yeah. 27 and a half years. We've talked about it before. Hearing like the judge hitting the gavel and looking at you in your face and saying 27 and a half years. You don't even know what that, I don't even know how to compute that information in my mind. You just looked at me and told me that's pretty much been my entire life. We're only 30.
Yeah.
You're telling me all this time that I've spent on this earth, I'm going to do that again, but in prison.
That's crazy.
Bro.
No,
and I'm a child.
This nigga going to prison for longer than he's been alive.
You're right. Yeah.
Man.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, there's nothing really else to say to that aside from that. It's very sad. He's clearly not all right, and that's a lot of people out there that are dealing with wild mental health issues and wild, man. Just lacking of vital mentors in their life. People to look up to, those heroes and idols that we were talking about on the last podcast. It's interesting to sit back and think about who your heroes, your idols, your mentors are, and why they are such. It's a deep question to ask yourself, but it's definitely something people should fucking ask themselves. Yeah,
absolutely. Are we doing two?
Well, I kind of did too because I introduced it with the guy. So I already. Do you have another one?
Yeah, I got another one.
All right, cool. Hold on a second before you do that. Come on, nigga. 20 of these push-ups. Come on, let's do it. 20. Let's do this. You're playing around. This ain't no shit. 20. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yup. 10. Do it with us, guys. 11, 12, 13. If you can do some push-ups, do some right now. 14, 15, 16, 17. You ain't no bitch. Do that shit. 18, 19, 20. Ain't no bitches listening to this podcast.
Yo.
Do them push-ups.
Yeah. Yo, I feel that shit like in my elbow. Every time I bend my elbows, I just feel the ligaments in there.
You might need some calcium. You might get some calcium supplements because you ain't gonna drink all that milk. Just get some calcium supplements. One of those a day.
He needs some milk.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. You might need that. You never know. Talk to your physician.
Let me see.
But I ain't beat that case, bitch. I did the race. Skirt.
So the next one I got is one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite albums, In My Hood by 50 Cent.
Okay. Oh God, this is about to be wild. In My Hood.
Niggas screw they face up at me on some real shit, son. They don't want beef. I cock that, aim that shit out the window and spray. There ain't a shell left in my heat. That means there's no bullets left in his gun. That means that he has opened his window and shot every single bullet at his target that is available to him.
God damn.
Y'all niggas better lay down. Yeah, I mean stay down. You get hit with that K round, your ass ain't gonna make it. You niggas will get laid out, your blood and your brains out, have you on the concrete shivering and shaking. I'm from Southside, motherfucker, where the gas explode. If you feel like you on fire, boy, drop and roll. Niggas will eat your ass up because they heart turn cold. Now you can be a victim or you can lock and load.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's it.
You can be a victim or you can lock and load. Being put in those type of positions where, what did Harvey Dent say on The Dark Knight? Something about, either you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Yeah.
Nigga, that's a hard ass line.
That's a hard line. Especially because Harvey Dent ended up becoming Two-Face, which was wild. Right. That was awesome.
Right.
That coming, except for, like the Batman nerds that grew up reading the comic books probably, but for the rest of us in the movie theater, we're like, oh shit, Harvey Dent's Two-Face. That's crazy.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I think that does actually happen in the comics. I think.
No, I'm certain it does. Yeah, I'm certain it does, and we just didn't know any better. But that is an interesting thing. Is being in a sort of environment where if you don't do what everyone else is doing, you're going to end up being food. Like, people are going to end up finding out about you, realizing that you're not living that sort of life, but maybe you're working hard to just have decent things in life and try to propel and get yourself out of this situation. But you in a barrel full of crabs. And you're like, oh, well, shit. Like, you over here going to college, getting a nice job, you got some money, but you still on the block. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. I'll see you later. I'll see you later, nigga. Like 50 Cent said again. Like 50 Cent said, if you were smart, you'd be shook of me, because I'll get tired of looking for you. Spray your mama crib and let your ass look for me.
A hard ass line.
Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, no, those will all get him put in jail if there's ever
absolutely.
if there was ever anything that aligned enough with those lines. Yeah, for sure. No, crazy stuff. Yeah. It's so interesting when you just read these lines out. Yeah. When they're not over a beat and somebody's flowing over it, when you just read them, it's like, damn, like, what are we listening to? And again, we were children listening to that song.
Yeah, we were. And oddly enough, someone rolled their window down and shot 50 Cent's ass 9 times.
Right. Yeah.
So
very, very true.
Product of your environment. Product of your environment.
Oh man. Damn,
that line means more than what people think.
I know it's a rough one, because I tend to want to believe that people can break out of the mental shackles that they've been
not
enslaved
impossible.
in. Yeah, it's not, but it's also not probable.
Right.
You would say, that's a rough one. We really got to work together on that. We got to, like if you grant that people just can't come out of the mud by themselves all the time. There will always be outliers, and people are always like, oh, so-and-so did it. Everybody can do it. No,
right.
There will always be outliers. There will always be certain people that have, I don't know, it could be a genetic predisposition that just pulls them the fuck out of a dark place, and they're saying to themselves, no, I'm going to ascend. I don't know what everyone else is doing around me, but I'm out of here. Fuck this shit. I don't want to live this lifestyle anymore. And they just find a way. But for the most part, I think I would have to agree. People need that sense of community around them. People need that sense of camaraderie if they're really, really going to stand a chance at getting the fuck out of places like this.
Just think about this. You have like all these gangs and shit out here. A lot of people don't join gangs because they just got, murder and violence on their mind. They join gangs because they come from shitty households. They don't have father figures. They need people to be around to kind of show them a way. Doesn't matter if it's a good way or a bad way. Yeah. They want that sense of camaraderie. They want that sense of just friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand it. I've talked about it before, just in a different sense, that there are clearly strength in numbers. So I understand why people go and flock and have this sort of collectivist idea of these people look like me, or they think some of the same things that I do. I'm just going to be a part of them because it's a whole lot easier being with them than just being over here and by myself and just doing things and trying to create my own lane. Like that's terrifying. So I'm just going to go over here and just be with all these people. I get it. Like I said, when I said that thing about there being more sheep than shepherds, that's just what it is. And I understand that. So I don't necessarily down people for being a sheep, quote unquote, for just wanting to comply with what everyone else is doing all the time. I understand the logic that comes behind it. I understand the feeling that arises of being lonesome.
It's safe. And it's a safe feeling. It's a comfortable feeling.
Yeah. No, so I get it. Everybody's just not built that way to just step out that lane. I get it. I completely get it. All right, what else we got, man? What we got for the people?
Well, we got 2 cards to pull. You want to do one literally or figuratively?
I think that we should figuratively pull the card. Let's figurative. Yeah. Let's leave the other card. Yeah. Although I have pulled it, and it is an interesting one. I have pulled the other card, and it's an interesting one. Our meaningfulness. It'll be interesting.
Okay. No.
So let's
new card.
Yeah. But so let's talk about pulling someone's card.
All right.
So this is a segment that we've done before many podcasts ago. I think we've done 2 or 3 of them, but we thought that it'd be cool to bring it back. And so it's, and we've done a couple here already through these rap lyrics, which is just explaining some slang, explaining some everyday slang that people use. And you know, if you're not in the know, then you don't know.
Right.
So when I'm explaining to you what being deep is, it's the same thing. So the phrase we decided to choose today was pulling someone's card. What it means to have your fucking card pulled. It's very interesting. And before we get into it, I would think, well, I guess I should say first, it means to expose someone. It means to put someone's, the whole idea of them on blast. Exposing them to whomever may be around at the time, whatever the case may be, showing who they really are. And the reason that you would be pulling someone's card is because usually they're not portraying themselves to be that person. They're portraying themselves to be someone completely different than who their card says they are. So I think that where this may have come from, because, you know, a lot of sayings come from weird shit. This is just me thinking that pulling someone's card probably came from athletic cards, like basketball cards, baseball cards, where you would look up one of your athletes and you would trade cards and they'd have all their statistics in their bio and all sorts of shit about them. I feel like that's probably where it came from. I don't know for sure, but that sounds about right. What do you think?
So the scenario that I came up with, it's a little different than what you just explained. So I'm going to give a short definition that might pertain a little, might be more meaningful for my version of this.
Okay.
When I thought about pulling someone's card, I was thinking more so someone says something or does some type of action, and then you kind of have to be like, nah, nigga, I gotta, hold on. We gotta pull that back. We gotta, I'm gonna
fact checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Well,
I think it's still in the same realm.
Yeah, it's still in the same realm of having a fact check, because the way that I explained it, we're fact checking the person themselves.
Right.
We're saying, well, hold on a second. You are purporting to be this type of person, but this piece of evidence over here says that not only are you not that type of person, but you're this totally different type of person. So it's kind of the same thing. You're saying, hold on a second. What you just said is not true. It seems a little iffy. I'm going to do some further investigation. Oh, turns out you were fucking wrong. So,
well, in this instance, I didn't even have to investigate. I already knew.
Okay. All right. So you go first. Yeah.
So, all of my friends know, if you're listening to this podcast, maybe you know, maybe you don't. I am very fond of Miami, Florida. I'm very fond of Miami, Florida.
Young, so what I call you, young Biscayne?
Yeah.
Biscayne Don.
Yeah.
The Biscayne Don. If you know, you know. Don't worry about Biscayne. If you know, you know.
Yeah, pre-COVID, I go to Miami, as much as I can, at least once a year. I go to Miami. I love Miami. It's just a place I love to go. I always go there. I have a great time. It's a beautiful place.
Right.
So, I think we were on a hike, and we were with who were we with? Reginald.
Okay.
We were with me, you, Reginald, Carl, Duty.
Yeah.
Reginald said we got on the topic of Miami. Yeah, you know what I'm about to say. We got on the topic of Miami. And as we were heading down this mountaintop, this man, Reginald, said to us that, basically Miami isn't, what I make it sound like, and that the water was brown.
Yeah.
Keyword brown.
Yes.
Now, as someone that has been to Miami several times, I can assure you that the water is nowhere near the color brown at all.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was because I'm so passionate about Miami, I love Miami, that I had to pull this nigga's card. I looked at this nigga, I'm like, what are you talking about? The water is nowhere near brown. Are you sure you weren't in Virginia Beach?
Right.
Like, no way, nigga.
You wasn't in Virginia Beach. Are you sure you didn't mix up Virginia Beach and Miami?
Because you had to
right,
talk about the water was brown.
Right. Yeah.
And so as we talked about it further, I think this might have happened on a different occasion. I might have brought it back up, or it got brought back up. He was more so referring to the fact that the Miami Beach does have a lot of seaweed floating around.
Okay.
And the seaweed itself is brown.
Okay.
And so when he brought that up, I'm just like, okay, nigga, then the seaweed is brown. The water isn't brown. Like, what do you? Nah, son. Don't disrespect South Beach like that, kid. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't disrespect South Beach.
Don't do that. Come on, man.
You put South Beach on your back right now.
I am. I love that place. I love South Beach, and I'm not going to just let someone just blatantly lie like that.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
I get that. I mean, but that's what's interesting. If you know that there's a piece of information that's wrong, it's very interesting just letting people talk about things for an extended amount of time, because a lot of times people will just talk about stuff and they will slowly tie the noose around their neck and hang themselves. If you just give them enough time, it's not always about trying to point out every time someone's wrong about saying something. But people talk about stuff long enough, you'll start to realize, like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You say a lot of shit, and it's coming. And again, no pun intended, but it's coming straight out of your ass. Like, you're not saying anything. I don't know where you're getting these thoughts or these ideas. You may have been to this place one time. You half-heartedly observed it because you're looking at the seaweed that was brown, and now you're saying that this place that I love to go to and all these people swear by and love to go to, and it's a huge tourist attraction, it just has dirt brown water all around. Like that's what everyone is splashing around, and that's what everyone's having a good time, and that's what everyone is swearing by. But yeah, for some reason, like, you're this person that knows this piece of information that everyone else is unbeknownst to. Yeah, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Like, this is one of the most famous beaches in the world.
Yeah.
And you telling me all these people come from around the world to hang out around this shitty brown water? That's what you're saying? No. I wasn't gonna let that fly.
So you were correct. Your pulling of someone's card is definitely different than mine. I certainly made it about showing someone for being something that they were not conveying to be. And me just being me and doing the stuff I like to do. I like to make it personal. So this is a story of me getting my card pulled.
Oh.
So this is a story of me getting exposed. So if you've been listening or you know me for long enough, you understand that there was a point in my life where we could safely say I was a piece of shit. You could safely say that I was an asshole, I was inconsiderate, slight sociopath, just not like, I wasn't really in tune with emotional intelligence and empathy and feeling connected to people, especially women, especially women. And I definitely know now in hindsight, and some there, but didn't really want to deal with it, that it had some clear correlation with the past that I had with my biological mother, and her not being there and looking at this person as though they're, you know, the matriarch, the person that is supposed to be taking care of you. So they're supposed to be there, you know, to swaddle you up like a little baby Jesus and give you milk and take you on walks and teach you things and be there and teach you how to love and teach you how to receive love and all sorts of stuff like that. So when that person failed at that, I know it triggered a bunch of things in my mind where, well, okay, well, you can't trust this type of person. You can't trust it. And this type of person, by the way, is just a woman. It's like, so now all the women on the planet to me can't trust them, right? Like they're going to stab you in the back first chance they get. Monogamy and trying to be together with someone, all that shit is unrealistic. It's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. Then you slowly start using people. And the more you start to use people and manipulate the situations, now you're creating a more cynical viewpoint, because your scope on things is, well, I'm just using people. I'm just using people to get what it is I want in whatever moment. So everyone else has to be doing the same thing. Like everyone else, like it's just a dog eat dog world out here. We're just running around like savages doing what we want to do, trying to keep our heads above water. That's what I'm doing. So that's what I'm assuming everyone else is doing. So then you mold this cynical view. So I'm running around, I'm using the shit out of people. Definitely a serial cheater back then. Cheat my ass off. So this is me getting my card pulled. I'm acting as though, because I used to lie my ass off. I told you about this. So I'm acting as though I am a loyal, loving boyfriend. Dating a girl, this is back in high school, dating a girl. I have sex with someone that is not that girl. This person I have sex with, for some reason or another, felt cool enough with a teacher to go talk to the teacher about her having sex with me. This teacher felt cool enough with my girlfriend, my actual girlfriend at the time, and told my girlfriend that I was cheating on her with this girl that had come up to her and told her the story. So my girlfriend comes. Allowed? I don't know, nigga. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't like, I don't know if it's not allowed. I don't know the fucking teacher handbook, teacher student handbook, or if it's more so a conversation of, is it frowned upon? Is it ethical?
Yeah.
I don't know what sort of conversation we really need to be having
like
there.
I feel like teachers shouldn't be meddling in like high school kids' business like that, unless it's something that's gonna like. I don't like. I just like.
I know, but even what you were about to say, that could possibly, you could see how that might possibly have some damper on the student's mind and then their schoolwork.
At the end of the day,
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's sort of like if you know that a kid, as a teacher, if you know that a kid is going through some type of abuse, or they even make a joke about going through any type of abuse at all at home, the teacher has to report that. So I'm wondering if it's something like this where you feel like it is highly detrimental to this person and this is going to break someone down if you're supposed to get in there. Again, I don't know. I think she just made a moral executive decision on that one. I think she just decided to go in there with whatever code of ethics she was working on at the time. So I don't necessarily blame her for it. I know at the time I did. I was like, what the fuck is this? Why is she doing this right now? Like, but the pulling of the car came when the girlfriend came to me. She was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, what you talking about? What you mean? What's up? And she's just like, yeah, Miss So-and-so just told me that you're fucking so-and-so from the softball team. And I'm like, I think at that point, I'm not quite sure exactly how it went, because knowing myself back then, I could have lied and be like, "What? She don't? How she gonna know? She don't. She probably just overheard something and she switched around the words." Or I could have easily seen myself, because I think I did do this one. I think I had been caught too many times at this point, and I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna. You got you got me on that one. Yeah, you got me. I'm a piece of shit. But that was me getting my card pulled. It did not feel good. But that goes into the cheating. Back then, it never did feel good. Like, I always knew that what I was doing was not cool. It was a good thing because I hung around a bunch of friends that never, and no one ever high-fived me for any of the weird, wild shit I was doing. They were just like, oh, like, I guess it wasn't necessarily affecting the guy group friend I was with. They just looked past it and just saw that I was a cool person at my core. I was a cool person aside from that shit. And they're like, okay, we'll just, we're hanging around them. But no one was ever like, yeah, keep doing that shit. Yeah, nigga, like, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, keep fucking around and cheating. Like, there was never that sort of conversation.
Yeah.
Like, they would hear about all these stories, and they would just kind of be like, oh, word, like, wow, that's wild. But they never championed the fact that I was being a fucking heathen in the streets.
Right.
Just a low down, dirty scoundrel. But that was good. And I kind of took note of that later on in life. Like, no one actually really fucked with that. They just hung out with me. They just stayed around because I guess there were a bunch of other parts of me that were cool enough to compensate for the fact that I was a devious, defiant, little lying sack of shit.
Right.
But this goes to show, I mean, it doesn't necessarily go to show, but I will tell people, cheating's not cool. Just don't do it. You don't have to do it. You just don't have to be in that relationship. You don't have to be in that relationship.
Very true.
If you feel like you need to do that, then you just need to figure out what's going on with you and what it is you truly want and why that's not being fulfilled in whatever relationship you're in.
Well, some people truly just want to have their cake and eat it too.
Well, I mean, no, no, trust me, I understand that, but you also have to think about the ramifications, right, that come along with every one of your actions. And with all the past conversations we've had about mindfulness, hopefully you're growing into the type of person that isn't living life passively. You want to know why you're doing the certain things that you're doing. The only retort to that is, why do I need a reason? Why do I need a reason to do? Sometimes I just like to do something. But if you're ever going to grant the idea that there have to be parameters set on why you do anything, it doesn't matter what you do. Why do you go to the gym? Oh, I like to be healthy. I want to be able to continue to move on and run around, play with my friends. Okay, so right then and there, you granted the idea that there is a spectrum. There are parameters for why you should and should not do something. So we can't I don't like when people want to just now move on to the next box, the next thing. And then it's, well, why do I need a reason? I just do it because I do it. Like, no, you just don't want to have the conversation or sit and think long enough to figure out the reason why you want to do this or you don't want to do that. But there is mindfulness that is targeted in every single thing in this world you could possibly do. You can be mindful of what it is you're doing, or you cannot, and just be a passive passenger in this game of life. Or you can be or you can take hold of the steering wheel and make your own turns, your own adjustments. So yeah, that's that. But it's definitely never a good. It's never a good idea. It's just never a good idea. Yeah. And you can, and by the way, you can have, and I also think that you can have wildly intimate relations with someone if you want to have your cake and eat it too, per se. And that's why I like the new school. The new schools has some things right. And when I say the new school, I mean the way that people are trying out different forms of dating one another. If you want to have your cake and eat it too, there are plenty of people out there that would be okay with having something casual.
Right.
It's out there. Or being in some triad, polyamorous people. Like, they're just different ways of doing things. You just have to figure out what you like, but don't lead someone on making having the whole golden Labrador, golden retriever, and the white picket fence, and the flowers, and the big wedding, and don't have that in someone's mind, while you over here. I've known people to be on Tinder, be on any of these dating apps while in a relationship, legitimately in a relationship with someone.
That's mad. That's bold. That's mad bold.
That is wild. That is wild. Shit. Just put, because your face is out there. Like your face and your name is just out there.
Yeah.
In the Matrix, just waiting to be picked by a friend or an acquaintance, and be like, and a screenshot is easily sent. Hey, yo, ain't this old boy that's in a relationship with someone? That is a very bold move. That is an extremely bold move. Yeah, don't cheat on people. Another thing, thinking about me in those times, aside from just the turmoil and the anguish that I was feeling inside and didn't know how to work with it internally, and clearly, so then it came out externally, and I just treated other people like shit for it. Decision-making skills at that age are fucking terrible.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking about some times the other day, they are so bad, Keion. And it's not like we were dumb kids. We were bright children.
Yeah.
But some of the decisions we made, it's so wild when you look back now, because you understand that there was no filter. There was no real process of the steps and the consequences that could come with every step of this possible heinous crime or transgression that we're about to have happen.
Mm-hmm.
It never went by my mind. So I don't know if you definitely weren't there, because I think this was around the time where you were just kind of out of the picture, hanging out with your baby mom and shit like that. You wasn't really fucking with niggas. But and honestly, it's probably for the best. In certain stories, it was for the best that you weren't there. This story of all the guys and plus others being in two different vehicles. I want to say some of us were 17, but most of us were 18 at the time, I believe. And we're in two different vehicles driving up all through Wellington, all up and down Wellington Road, all through these different neighborhoods. And we have, I believe it was either paintball guns or pellet guns, but we had mad guns. They look like rifles and pistols and stuff like that. A lot of guns in each car. Whoa. And people were popping out the top of the car, leaning out the window, shooting at each other, having a real high-speed chase through the city, shooting at each other, getting out in different neighborhoods, hiding behind bushes, shooting at each other, getting back in the car, taking off, following each other. We were really doing this.
Wow. Adolescence.
It's wild to think that we could just get away with something like that. And then that brings us to when we finally did, I don't know who the fuck, if it was just a cop doing his daily beat, or if someone called the police on us, but the police pulled up on one of the cars, one that I was in, pulled us over. And then that's when, and this is just it's so funny, and I'm going to explain to you just the difference psychologically between us then as just young Black men, and then what they could possibly be feeling now, right? Mm-hmm. Doing the same thing we were doing. But they pulled us over, and the dude, he rolled down the window. He was just like, I know you guys got a bunch of little pellet guns or whatever it is we have. Go ahead, start passing those through the window right now. And we had a lot, nigga. I mean, we probably had 9 of those guns in there. We had enough for everybody to have everybody to have 2 guns in their hand, shooting. We were out there like Blade. Nigga, it was crazy. So
wow.
so the police officer looks at me and he says, "You pick up the guns from underneath the seat and start slowly passing them to me. If you point the gun at me, I will shoot you right now." And so, yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting there like, okay. So it's me slowly picking up every single one of these guns, making sure they're upside down, turn the other way, and slowly passing them out the car so that this dude doesn't fucking shoot me in the face like he told me he would. But it's just interesting because if with all of these occurrences that have happened with police shootings in the past, if this was us now, we would have never thought of doing anything like that. We would have never thought of being in a car with a bunch of black guns that could easily be mistaken for anything close to. We would have never even thought about that. Our decision-making skills were just insane, bro. Just doing whatever and did not think about what could possibly. It's just, I want to do this. Cool. Let's go do it right now. Where can we do it right now? All the spray painting that I would do, I would go and get spray paint cans out of a store and go straight to the back of that store and start spray painting. Right where I got the spray paint, just start spray painting immediately on that store. The guy, let's call him Douglas, that Big Smokey J used to work for. It was his friend.
Okay.
That guy told me a story about how him and his friends used to go, I believe it was Mischief Night. I don't know if they still do that anymore, but I believe it's the night before Halloween where people just go out and they used to throw TP people's trees and houses with toilet paper and do a bunch of other weird shit. So him and his friends were running around and they were doing shit like going and jump kicking people's doors. And I'm talking about jump kicking them to the point where the whole door would come off the hinges. They would jump and be parallel with the ground, jump kick the door, and pretty much surf on top of the door in the house.
Nigga, that's wild. That's wild.
They said one time they caught a family eating dinner. They just jumped kicked the door came down, they're sliding on it like they're surfing through the hallway, and then they just kind of like they're now in a dining room with a family of 4 or 5 eating dinner, just looking at them, deer in the headlights look, and they just turn around and book it, get the fuck out of there. Can you just imagine just eating dinner with your family?
As hell.
But these were just young kids, especially boys, because, and you know this for sure, we're not going to get into it, but you know for sure that what one boy will do is very different than what 5 or 6 boys will do.
Right.
When you get a bunch of boys, like it's a good kid, Mad City effect. You could be a good guy, you decent, you cool, you don't really want to go out and do nothing crazy, but a bunch of your guy friends come around, and again, it's that sense of camaraderie, that sheep feeling of feeling comfortable around all this fluffy wool and just thinking, okay, everything's gonna be good. I'm with all these people. I'm fitting in. I'm doing what they're doing. And you run off and you do some shit that is way outside your fucking character. It's really, really weird. Another time, the guy Douglas I'm talking about, him and his friends were running around. I believe it was the same night, actually. What are they called? Mortars? The things on July 4th that you set off that shoot 1,000,000 feet into the air and explode, and you know what they sound like when they go up.
Yeah.
All that shit that's going on. You know how loud they are, but that's way in the sky. These motherfuckers lit one and threw it through somebody's window at like 2 a.m, pitch black, everyone's sleeping.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine what it's, those people may never have another good night rest again. Like that could very well easily be a traumatic experience.
I bet.
You just wake up, you think you're at war or they're bombing us. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You just all these different lights. They ran across the street and they said that it was just July 4th in this one house. That's what it looked like.
Insane.
Just greens and pinks and blues and yellows and oranges and reds just shooting out, illuminating the whole house. Just crazy to wake up to that. You don't know what to do, how to stop it.
Bunch of ash and smoke and shit all over the walls, all over the furniture.
Shit probably shooting around, breaking stuff. But that's insane. But that just goes. So I'm not trying to shoot myself bail for being a piece of shit, lying, cheating, son of a bitch. Back when I was doing what I was doing. And I shouldn't even say son of a bitch, because then that's also sort of taken away from, or it's sort of granting the fact that, you know, she was who she was and did what she did, even though we got over that. I had that talk with her. We had to talk with my dad. That is not where the blame lies, because you have to understand that people are people. But I'm just saying, the son of a bitch, just as a figurative sort of thing. It's just wild. Yeah, there's no shooting bail for that. There's no getting off the hook for that. But I'm just letting you know that it wasn't just that. My scope of what was right and wrong and what I could get away with and all of my decision-making skills were skewed in all senses.
Yeah.
In all senses. So if you caught me back then, you caught me doing a lot of shit I wasn't supposed to be doing. So I am sorry to anyone that had to deal with me from when I was born. Actually, I should really say adolescence, like middle school to, you know, mid 20s, I'd say. Yeah, I was, yeah. So that's
I was off being somebody's father.
Yeah, you were running around being a father early.
Yeah.
Having to grow up. Set an example.
Sure did.
Boy. Oh my goodness. And that's something, because if I had a child back then, things probably would have been completely different. I think I would have shaped. I certainly wouldn't have been doing any of those things that I just talked about. Yeah, that's for I would hope, actually, I should say.
Yeah.
I would definitely hope that I would have got my shit together. Oh my God. All right. So that's it. So you pulled Reginald's card. I pulled my own card on the podcast. Would we like to get into what card we pulled last week? Our meaningfulness card. Okay, let's do it.
Let's dive into it.
So again, for anyone that doesn't know what it is we're doing, this is a meaningfulness card that we're pulling every week for 33 weeks. I believe that we've done 4 so far, probably, roughly. The card that we pulled last time is, what can you do that you could not do a year ago? Bum, bum, bum.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. Hit him.
So I'm going to try to explain this in maybe like 2 different ways. Obviously, I talk about a lot of, getting outside and doing a lot of outdoor stuff. And, putting myself on these videos and whatnot. Doing that has really shown me what I can do that I didn't really know I would like or wanted or could do at all last year. I'm out here fishing. I'm catching this knowledge about fish. I'm seeing where people are fishing, what they're using, whether it be, different types of bait, different types of rods and reels. My fishing knowledge has just gone up tremendously in the last year, and I love it.
Right.
I did not see myself as this guy outside hiking and climbing rocks. That's not something I ever saw for myself. And I think I said that in the last video that I put up. Right. I'm just enjoying things that I never would have saw myself enjoying last year. I've gained this new perspective on outdoors, and it really feels really amazing. Like I said in the beginning of this pod, like I'm anxious at this point to go on another fishing trip, or to get on another mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what comes with both of those things is the video editing. I didn't know how to edit no fucking videos last year, and nigga, I'm out here now.
Like, and it's not like it took so much. It's not like it was the most strenuous thing to do.
It really didn't. I mean, with the help of YouTube, I've learned so many different skills between fishing, hiking, and video editing. I've learned so many skills. I've learned how to do so many different things. I learned how to cast correctly on YouTube. I learned how to do video editing on YouTube. So shout out to YouTube University. So that's kind of the physical aspect of what I couldn't do last year.
And slightly mentally, because you've downloaded all these physical motions that you have to make.
Yeah.
Right. And you've also just downloaded all these different facts that allow you to fish better.
Yeah.
That preparedness.
So the second thing I want to talk about is just the confidence to step out there and actually do it. Because I didn't have
Okay.
that last year. I didn't
Okay.
have that. Last year, I was the type of guy that would just think like, like, is this really me? Am I capable of doing this? Do
Right.
I really want to do it?
Yeah.
Nigga, you can't answer any of those questions until you try it at least once. You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
don't
by the
know.
way, we're speaking about this in February of 2021, but we're talking about 2019. We're talking about the things that we couldn't do in 2019. We have
Yeah.
upgraded in 2020, even though we're talking about this in 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, just having the confidence to actually get up and do something versus just sitting back and just, like we talked about earlier, liking the idea of myself doing these things. So I think that that's mentally, that's one of the things that has changed about me in, this last 12 to 18 months, or
Yeah.
however you want to put it. Um, I have more confidence in myself. Just to, like I'm in, like I said, I'm in school now. When I first started school, like almost 2 years ago, like hopping back into school, I was taking one fucking class. Like, what the fuck is that gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be taking classes for the next 10 years, taking one class. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And now,
because you wanted to feel like you were doing something and
yeah,
you weren't
but
completely wasting your time. Right.
yeah, no, I understand why I did it, but
Yeah.
I'm just proud of myself for not being stagnant and just
Right.
continuing to take
Right.
one class. I'm taking 3 classes this semester, and I'm
Yeah.
super fucking proud of that.
Yeah, it's definitely,
So
yeah, much better. Much better. That's
yep.
good. That's good stuff. I like that. For me, I was again. I thought it was very interesting because I guess a lot of times when we have the time to really sit and mull over these questions, it's interesting, and that's why I like to do in the word association with you. It's very interesting the way that our brains work, how they work differently, sometimes like completely opposite side of the spectrum, polar opposites. But then there's certain times when we're looking at things a little bit more similarly. So physically for me, yoga's been huge. Yoga
Hmm.
wasn't something that I was doing nearly as frequently as I'm doing now.
Hmm.
And some of the positions that I'm able to, well, I wouldn't say, definitely most certainly would not say master, but just the fact that I'm able to do them, that I'm able to perform them
Hmm.
um, at the proficient level that I'm able to perform them at now, I would have just never thought. A headstand is something that I was not able to do in 2019.
Yeah, I'm just
2020,
trying to I'm sorry, I'm just trying to
it's
imagine
no,
your long
it's
ass
great.
body
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
balancing on your head.
You like get on your knees and you sort of like crouch over and you make a little basket with your hands, and
Hmm.
that's where you put the back of your head in that
Hmm.
basket. So the crown of your head, they call it, is now on the mat.
Hmm.
And really what's doing the work is it's your core, one, because you got to slowly like lift your legs up, right?
Hmm.
And you have your forearms right next to your head because your
Hmm.
head's clasped like this. So you have your forearms here. So it's really a lot on your forearms is really where you want the weight to be during a
Yeah.
headstand. You don't really want it to just be sitting at the top of your head. So and honestly, you can get it to a point where your head doesn't even really have to touch.
Yeah.
And so when you start doing the movements to get into it, you do what's called a dolphin pose first, which gets you closer to it. Your head's in the basket. Your body sort of looks like a V off the ground. You're stepping your legs closer to your torso as you're getting ready to kick your legs up. And when you do that the first few times, there's a good chance you lose balance and you fall forward and hopefully you roll it out. If not, you just the back of you just smacks the ground and you go through that a few times. But it's really something mental. It's really just your mental getting through it, especially if you can do a shoulder stand. If you have core work, core muscles, then you can probably really make this happen. It's just really getting there mentally and telling yourself, just do it, just try it out again, keep doing it. And so when I was finally able to pull it off, I felt fucking great because I knew that it was really just mental resilience. I knew that my body could do it. I knew that my body could support myself in the way that it needed to. It was just about the mental resilience. So when I achieved it, I thought this was a really cool physical achievement, but it's even a way better mental achievement. And going on to the mental achievement, this is a nerd ass way of answering this question. But what could I do that I could not do a year ago? Read at the level of comprehension that I read at now. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep track this year because I didn't really do it so much last year. 2020, I easily read over 30 books. Easily. Nice. And a lot of them were some thick ass, dense books. And when I say thick, I clearly mean the width. And when I say dense, I mean the complexity of the ideas within the book were just dense. They had some girth to them. There was some girthy ideas. But I've realized that I'm able to read at a much higher proficiency. I'm able to read the words and derive much more meaning and value out of what is on the page than I could a year ago. And I think that that's so fucking cool to be able to unlock a whole new array of books and ideas and concepts that I'm able to now read and truly understand and implement into my life in deeper ways. I find that to be super fucking cool. It's the same thing as lifting weights. You see yourself push a little bit more weight on that bar. You see yourself be able to run a little bit longer or a little bit faster or do a few more reps, whatever exercise it is you're doing. It's the same way with my mental. Just seeing it grow and seeing it amass all of this knowledge and find ways to intertwine the knowledge in a fruitful way, in a way that is meaningful and that actually shows up in my life on a day-to-day basis. That's different. That's fucking dope. So that's something that I can do. So yay to us. Yeah. Cheers with my kale drink.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. I think. Oh yeah. Okay. I guess I should pull this other card.
Yeah.
This is the last card we shall be pulling for the day. Our new meaningfulness card of the week. We're all going to have to wait because you and I are going to have to take some time to think of it. The card is ask your own question.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. So we will take time. We're going to take some time. We're not going to try to come up with some shit off the top of the head right now. We're going to take some time. We're going to come to each other off record, figure out a nice question that we both feel like we can do something with when we bring it back to the people next week. That feels like
sounds good.
The way to go. All right. All right, man. What you want to do? You want to hit this 20? You want to hit this 20? Let's hit this. Let's hit this. These 20 push-ups. This is how we leave it. These are the last words right here. Here we go. 1, I ain't no bitch. 2, I ain't no bitch. 3, we gonna get out here. 4, we gonna get out here. 5, don't cheat on your significant other. 6, stop lying, stop deceiving people. 7, 8, 9, 10, go out and try to find something that you couldn't do last year, but you want to be able to do this year. 11, 12, 13, rappers, stop putting all that dumb shit in your fucking lyrics, getting your ass locked up before the rest of these states go ahead and follow suit with Maryland and lock everybody up. What was that? 14? I guess 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. Oh, let's get it. All right.
Oh, yo, my shit like right up in here.
That's what I like. The lats.
Crazy right now.
That's what I like. Full body engagement. Locking up the shoulders, getting the triceps. In the triceps and the chest engaged, getting the core engaged because you're planking correctly. Hopefully, if you're doing your push-ups, you're planking correctly.
Right.
Engagement of the quads, keeping the legs nice and tight.
Yeah.
Full body engagement. Hit them. Do them.
Did we do 3 sets on the pod?
You motherfucking right, we did.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm at 80 for the day.
Okay, so then I should be at 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Woo!
All right. Those are the last words for the people. We out.
Peace.
Peace.